Can I taste your juice?
Hey folks, PBusardo. How about that VapeBash, huh? It was a pretty spectacular event. So like I have just recently recovered. I think I've caught up on sleep. I think my voice is back to normal at this point. And I have no rhyme or reason for this video. I'm just going to try to show you some of the stuff that went on. I'm going to show you some of the vendors that were there. I'm going to show you some of the people that were there, some of the devices that were there, some of the things that like caught my eye. And I haven't even begun to sort through the pile of things that I purchased or things that I was given. But there is quite a large pile. This was a big event, folks. Just how big was it?
He wanted me to say one more time that including our vendors, we had over 1,600 people attend VapeBash 2013!
So yeah, over 1,600 people, including the vendors, over the course of the 2 days, which, as far as I know, would make VapeBash 2013 the largest vaping / electronic cigarette event in the world so far as I know. So yeah, this was a really big event. As a matter of fact, some of the people that I talked to who came there, this being their first event, were pretty overwhelmed. It was a little bit overwhelming, the number of vendors that were there, the number of people that were there, the number of vapors that were there. But it was really, really cool. As a matter of fact, I did get a chance to talk to Ed a little bit about putting such an event on.
Are you exhausted?
Dude, I am well exhausted. Yes, okay. I am very grateful that I decided to not come for the pre-party. I went home and I went to sleep because I knew what the next 2 days held.
Right. So I've heard the past 2 days, close to, or if not over 1,500 people through the doors.
Including the vendors, over 1,500 people signed in.
That's unbelievable.
And that's individual people, not like people signing in again. I mean,
so this is obviously VapeBash 2.
Yes, 2013.
How did we do compared to last year, numbers-wise?
More than double.
More than double. Are you serious?
Last year was 600 people, a little over 600 people.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Well, I mean, keep in mind too, we only had 7 or 8 weeks well, I say 7 or 8 weeks to plan. We really only had about 10 days to land the hotel. And then after that, it was everything else. But
okay. Take me through what it's like putting on an event of this size. How many people are required to help you out, support this? How much of your time goes into putting something like this together? I mean, when it comes to VapeBash, what's your capacity? What's your role for it?
4 of us. So there was the main bulk of it was 4 of us.
Okay.
My main responsibility was the hotel, taking care of the hotel, taking care of anything around the hotel. Mary took care of the vendors, all the vendor emails. Between me and Mary, we took care of the attendees' questions. People coming out, they got questions. Taz did everything. He did a little bit of everything. He helped with the website. We did have a website guy, and he kept in communication with that person. Scott reached out to some media. He also organized our volunteers. So 4 main people to take care of it. If you get more than that, too many hands in a cookie jar.
Right.
Yeah.
You do have to have an overruling vote somewhere.
Exactly.
Otherwise, everybody's running off doing their own thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you got one guy that's, like I got flyers, I got business cards. And it works out good. Yeah. And then before we do anything, we get on Skype, we go like, hey, this is what we're going to do. We all approve. Let's run with it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So did you lose a lot of sleep over this one?
Let me tell you, this last week was pretty stressful. The hotel threw us some curveballs.
Yeah, I know.
Even prior to this event, they were throwing us curveballs, and it was it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Congratulations, because it was an amazing event.
Thank you.
There were a lot of people, a lot of vapors, a lot of big names, a lot of big companies. It went really, really well.
It went better than expected, because I know a lot of people were, 800. I called 1,000. That's what I called.
Right.
And to be off by 50%.
And 50% the right way.
50% the right way. I mean, we're scrambling this morning. We're going to the freaking Walmart to buy yarn so we can make more lanyards because we didn't have.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
bought a lanyard and a hole punch so we could just hang them from people's necks. It was great.
So congratulations. So will there be a VapeBash 3?
There will be a VapeBash 3 unless some regulation kills internet sales. Because we all kind of feel if they kill internet sales, why would any vendor want to come to Chicago for an event to people that nobody can buy their products from online? So as long as regulation is fair, keep internet sales, we're going to keep it going.
Okay, good. And let's hope that doesn't happen.
I don't want it to happen.
This is helping a whole lot of people. Man.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to me. Congratulations on an amazingly successful event.
Thanks,
Unbelievable numbers. Just a terrific time. I had a great time. I'm ready to pass out. But I think the party is going to continue on inside for a little while.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. There must be a thong or something rolling around here somewhere, I would imagine.
I'm sure there is. I think Dimitri has it on. All right, bud. Thanks very much.
Not a problem. We'll see you next year, guys.
So yeah, just an amazing event, and congratulations to Ed and his team for putting together such a successful event. You know, I did watch Grim Green's kind of bash wrap-up video, and I agree with everything that he said as far as the people and as far as how my perception of this meet has changed a little bit from last year's Vape Bash. Because last year I kind of walked in there pretty starry-eyed, you know, looking forward to meeting all of these people that we've come to know online or by what we're buying in person. And this year, a little bit less of that this time, because I met a lot of them at last year's Bash, at Con, and at Fest. And Nick really said it best when he used the phrase "getting the band back together," because that's kind of like what it felt like. Because unfortunately, we've grown very, very close through social media, but it's just this video that you're watching right now. But when you're there, you're amongst these friends, and like I can't even tell you how many people came up to me and said, "Phil, we feel like we know you." Well, you do, because the guy you're seeing right now on video is the same guy that you're going to meet in person, and it was so good to meet so many of you in person. Nick also said that it was a little bit of emotional for him. Seeing these people again and then leaving them at the end of the event. There was a lot of emotion for me as well. Now, I did pick up a couple of things at the event. I picked up a Chris Creations mechanical that is the new home of my SmokeTech RST. I did pick up, and this one came from OKC Vapes, by the way. I picked up an Ithaca from Clouds of Vapor. But possibly, or not possibly, definitely, the two most valuable things that I walked out of Vape Bash with are sitting right next to me right now. So this gentleman right here, and I'm not going to remember his name, and I should have learned this from the last events to start taking photos of everybody's ID badge. But he did come up to me and he said, "Phil, I have something that I would like to give you." And he said he was a smoker for 57 years, and the only thing that allowed him to quit smoking was me. And what he gave me was this right here. And this is, after 57 years of smoking, was his very last pack of cigarettes, and he wanted me to have it. Yeah, tearjerker. This meant a whole lot to me. And I appreciate all of the emails and the success stories I get, but man, when you're there in person and it's real like that, it really does mean a lot. So thank you very much. I will keep this forever. But there was something else. So Mark, this gentleman right here in this photo, I was at one of the vendors, and Mark came up to me and he said, "Phil, I'd like to give you something." And I'm thinking, all right, here comes some more bottle of e-liquids that he wants me to try. But that wasn't the case at all. Mark came up to me with a brown paper bag, and in the brown paper bag was this this plaque. Okay, And the plaque started out with, "Thank you so much, Phil Busardo. You have been an inspiration in adding years to my life." And it goes on with a nice little heartfelt story about quitting. Okay. Well, I started to read that, and I sort of broke down a little bit right there in the middle of VapeBash. So those are my two most cherished prizes of things that I've taken out of VapeBash with me. They mean the world to me. I can't even tell you how much they mean to me. The people who saw me after I got this know exactly how much it meant to me. So, you know, I do this because I have a passion for vaping. I do this because I have a passion for helping others with vaping, and I have a passion for entertaining and making you guys laugh a little bit too. So to get some of that back really did feel good. So thank both of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. All right, so getting the band back together. Grim, I'm stealing that theme, man. I really like that. That's a great way to look at it. So let's give Grim some airtime. You know, it was a year ago when I first walked into VapeBash, and it was one of my goals to meet this guy, Grim Green, because I watched so many of his videos, and I loved the personality. And when I met him, I was a little bit starstruck. I was this little kid going to meet a vape legend idol. You know, you may not think that, but a lot of people do. He's been in the community. He's done a lot for the community. Based on his subscriber list, which he just broke 20,000. Congratulations to you, Nick. But I know the amount of time that all of this takes. So it was pretty cool to meet him a year ago. This year I walked in as his friend, and I am very proud to call him that. So let's talk to Nick a little bit, and Amber, the Vape Babe, as well.
Hello, sweetie.
I got a bunny.
Oh, look at your bunny. I love it. That's so you.
I love it.
So you.
I love you, Phil.
I love you, Amber. Thank you. My wifey says hi.
I love her. I miss her.
She's in Florida right now.
Well, that sucks for me.
PBusardo!
What up, Mr. Grim Green?
Oh man, just
What's
loving
this funky little
life.
thing you got going on here? Look at this.
Yeah, this is some juice tasting going
I
on.
love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is this of your own creation?
This is of VapePerfection's creation. Yes, it's a joint venture. It's a joint venture, as it were. A couple of pass-throughs.
Work it, Grim, work it. Look at this guy move. Wow, and I thought I did a good dance at the end of the April Fool's video.
Yeah,
That was much better.
That was way better. That was way better.
Good to see you, Nick, as always.
That was hilarious.
Did you enjoy that?
Lost it. It was hilarious.
So yeah, needless to say, it was really nice to see Nick and Amber again. They do have their juice company up and running now, finally. Namberjuice.com if you want to go and order some of their juice. Only took a year, not too bad. At one point, Nick even used my PV. I will never wash this drip tip again. So many people that I saw at this event again. I am not going to be able to mention all their names, and I apologize if you don't see yourself in this video, if I don't mention you in this video. And that pile of goodies over there too. I only mentioned a couple things. I will get to more of them. If I don't get to them in this video, you'll probably see them mentioned in an upcoming video. So, of course, VapeBash 2013, I was reunited with the one true love of my life. And you already know who that is. Dimitri's wife.
Look at this beautiful Greek goddess I have with me. Oh, do that again. One more time. Oh my God.
Every kiss is $199.99.
Please take note of that. Kisses with Dimitri's wife, $199.99.
And you know what? Hello, my fellow vapors. How much does that cost?
$249.
All right, now I hope you heard that. Just in case you didn't, let's go ahead and take a look at the chart here. So to kiss Dimitri's wife, it is $199.99. However, to say hello, my fellow vapors, it is $249.99. $49. You can see the difference here in price. Personally, I think this was a far better deal and one of the better deals at VapeBash. And right here, you can see where Dimitri's priorities are. So, as always, I hope you found some of that information helpful.
Can I have another thong? You took my thong.
Is he wearing it now?
Yes.
He's wearing the thong now. You're wearing her thong.
Sure I am.
Why do I have a feeling that she looks a little bit better in it than you do?
Good to see you too.
That's enough.
Dimitri, my brother from a Greek mother. We did have a lot of fun. Possibly a little bit too much fun. And I'm sure you were going to see some of that fun in some upcoming Vape Team videos. Let's talk to Dimitri a little bit.
There's the man, the myth.
Hello, Mr. Phil.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Phil. How you doing? Hello, my fellow vapors.
Oh, wait, do it again,
Hello, my fellow vapors. By the way, look at that. I got something Phil doesn't have. Imagine that.
Do you know I don't have a DNA anything yet?
Really?
I really don't. You should buy me one for my birthday. It's coming up.
Absolutely, I
April
will.
25th.
Absolutely, I will.
Absolutely.
I'll give you some of my DNA later on tonight.
Oh, that Dimitri, what a crazy Greek he is. I've been working on that accent. Absolutely. I'll get it eventually. So what was Dimitri holding in his hand? There were a lot of DNA-powered devices at the event. We're going to take a look at two of them right now. First, the one that Dimitri had.
So, last year at VapeBash, you brought us the band.
I did. The Shockwave.
The Shockwave. The Shock Band.
The Shock Band.
Click Shock
Just
Band.
band. Just band. Yeah, it was once called the Shockwave, but there was another mod that was being produced named the Shockwave,
Right.
so I was nice enough and I called it the BAM, the
Right.
big-ass mod.
A big-ass mod. And you had, then you had like kind of a second revision of the band.
Yeah, version 1 had this slip-in kick ring,
Right.
and I wasn't 100% satisfied with that, so now it's threaded. So that was version 2.
Okay. So you got a new toy.
New toy.
And there it is.
There it is.
So talk to us about that one right there.
This is utilizing the DNA 20. Button to fire it there. A rocker switch to turn your wattage up and down.
Let's go like this. Yep.
So, and as you can see in my hand, it's a little large. It's got USB recharging. This back cover screws on because you won't have to change these batteries every day. Two 18650s in there.
There you go.
That should be more than enough power, and this thing will hit the 20 watt.
It will.
Yeah, it will hit it. I checked it, and with just a little screw on the top, and it was like 19.2 with that.
By the way, is that one yours or mine?
This one's mine,
If I put it in my hands, though, wouldn't it be mine then?
but it might be mine.
Yeah, but if I hold it, it would be mine.
Oh. You're not holding it.
So, yeah, you get a lot of battery life out there. The
That-
onboard charger is nice, so I mean, you don't have to go in there to change the batteries if you don't want to, so that's the screws.
But the biggest thing, I could have went with battery packs.
Right.
I could have made it a little bit thinner.
Right.
And I could have made it a little bit shorter. But I didn't want someone 2-3 years from now when the batteries go bad to send it in to me to get repaired.
Right.
Now they can just buy two brand new 18650 wherever they want to
That's
buy
actually
them
a
from.
good idea, yeah.
And they can just interchange them themselves. You know, your batteries are dead, need to recharge them, take the screws out, put two fresh ones in there if you really want to, but the onboard chargers.
Right.
As an example, I've been using this one since yesterday morning, and I'm still at half battery life.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. So, we got a name for it yet?
The Spider with a Y.
The Spider with a Y. So
Yeah.
obviously, this is a prototype at this point?
Yeah, these I got some prototypes. These are basic prototypes. It's
Okay.
pretty much finished. I've got some tweaking I want to do. I feel I want to get the button in a little bit further. It sticks out a little too far for my liking, but I've gotten really good
I do like
response.
the rocker.
Yeah, actually, when I talked to Brandon from Evolve, just asking him some general questions,
Right.
and he's asking what are you using for up and down. I'm like, a rocker switch, and he's like, finally.
He thought of it too, yeah.
What are you talking about? He goes, you're the first one to use a rocker.
Yeah.
I'm like, it just makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
It's so simple.
Right.
So you have an estimated time that this will be available for?
I'm gonna say 2 months.
2 months?
I'm gonna say 2 months. I don't want to pressure myself. For any of you that don't know, I've got a full-time job.
Don't we all, right?
Yeah.
I know.
This is my hobby business, so I don't want to go super.
Right.
I don't want to stress myself out.
Okay.
And when it stops becoming fun, I don't. Who wants to do it anymore?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
So let's keep it fun, and
you got an estimated price yet?
I'm guessing 250.
250.
250. I don't want to go too high. I mean, I've seen some other mods. Other people have told me you should go higher. I'm like, no. I know what my profit is, and I don't need to rape anybody.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, except for you.
I would enjoy that. Thanks very much. All right. So good luck with the spider, and we will see this soon. From now, do you have a name behind the mod company, or is it just?
No, my company. So smokefreemods.com.
So I didn't know that.
Smokefreemods.com. Yeah.
There you go. Say it again.
Smokefreemods.com.
Say it again.
Smoke, S-M-O-K-E, mods.
Shut up, I don't like it.
I did it.
Thanks, Ed.
No problem, buddy.
So that is the spider coming to you soon from Ed Green. Now, there was another rather large DNA-powered box mod that you can actually purchase at the show from my friend Matt Olmstead, a.k.a. Phased. He's brought you a lot of videos in the past, a lot of reviews in the past, and now he brings you a device. He now has a company that he's making some mods under. So I had a chance to talk to Matt, or a.k.a. Phased, and his beautiful wife Abby about his new box mod.
So we have a new company.
Yes, we do.
But an old face though.
An old face. An ugly face.
It is not an ugly face. I got to get close to this microphone, otherwise nobody's going to hear what I'm saying. So talk to me about your new box mod, man. This is kind of a cool thing here.
Yeah, I started off goofing around. You know, I used to do reviews and stuff. I'm kind of out of that now, obviously. But I was always looking for that perfect vape. And I wanted, because I'm hard on things, I wanted something that was durable, something that had long life, something that was simple and clean and just worked. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to build it. And so I made some, and people were like, hey, I would buy that from you. And it kind of got crazy. Like a lot of people started saying, hey, I would buy that from you. So I decided to go into business. Why not? And so I actually had I've contracted a machinist who makes my boxes for me, so that they are, you know, laser cut, hard anodized. They have a logo on them, and they're clean. It's not really a mass-produced mod, but it's the closest I could get being one guy. So, because that's another complaint I've always heard. People want a DNA 20 mod mass-produced. Well, nobody does that.
No.
So I'm attempting as best I can, with being one guy still hand assembling them, I can make 10, 12 a day. And so that's what I'm doing. The first one I have is pretty big, and that's one of the comments I've gotten so far is how big this mod is.
It is giant.
It is giant.
Yes.
I'm working on a version that's half the size.
Are you? Okay.
I am. I'm currently trying to get with my machinist and get him to agree to do it.
Shrink it down a little bit.
And I'm still working on it, but it will be smaller. Other colors coming too. And
all right, so this version 1 now, obviously it is a DNA.
Yes, this is a DNA.
Let's hold it up and show everybody the beauty of this thing right here. So we got a power button, we got the up and down buttons on it. Let's show everybody the logo on the back. Very nice.
Laser etched.
Laser etched. We have the USB connector there.
Yep.
This is a sealed mod, right? So
well, it is and it isn't. It is a sealed mod, but in the instructions that I send with it, and that was another thing as a reviewer, I noticed that nobody sends instructions with mods. So I send a book.
Good for you. As it should be.
And not only does it explain how the chip works, but it also explains that should you want to change your batteries, you can.
Okay.
It takes dual 18650s. I describe how to take the box apart so that it doesn't break, how to replace the batteries, and then put it back together. So it can all be done at home. I also make a Neville version. This is using the Nivel chip. It's variable wattage and variable voltage. Also, it's very similar. People ask, like, well, I've never heard of the Nivel. Well, it's kind of like, in function, it's like the Vamo or the Z-Max, where you get very voltage, very watts, the same range, but unlike those, it's not really pulse width modulated. It is, but then they filter
They smooth it out at the end.
like the Pro variant. What you
so the
sense, what
output
you get.
signal is fine.
Yeah, it's very accurate. And that's also engraved on the back. And it's a 4,500 milliamp hour battery.
So, and both of those are two 18650s?
Yeah, they're Panasonic 18650.
What are you getting about for vape time out of them?
On the DNAs, I vape a lot. I'm getting about 2.5 days.
Nice.
On the Nibbles, which surprises me because I didn't think it was as efficient as a chip, I could actually go 4.
Really?
Yeah. So,
and just to make it clear to everybody that even though it's two 18650s in there, you do have an onboard charger.
Yes.
So that you can charge it via the USB connector.
correct.
Awesome.
And that's how I recommend it. And it comes with it. So it comes with a charger, it comes with instructions. And as far as people ask about warranty, I'm a modder, so they're like, well, what's your warranty like? Officially, it's 90 days, but what I've been telling people, and I stand behind this, is if you ever have an issue with it, other than intentionally trying to break it, talk to me. We'll make it right.
So, how much of your life has this taken up at this point? Yeah, there you go. That's the good question, right? Because there's somebody standing next to you who probably knows exactly how much of your life.
She's probably better to answer that.
Yeah.
Because
why don't you move in here a little bit there, Here.
Because of VapeBash, and I wanted to get as much product done as possible so I could have something to show people. I've been pulling a lot of all-nighters and a lot of long days, and however, this isn't my full-time job. I'm a fireman. I'll be making them as I make them. I don't do pre-orders. I don't do lists, just because I don't agree with them. I make them. I put them up on my website. When I have them, they're there. If you want one, you can buy one.
So how's it been for you, my dear?
It has been good. I'm very proud of him. The enclosures were supposed to be here a long time ago. They took a little longer because they had to, do everything. They had to come up with all the machines to do it. So they got here a little bit later than expected, and we knew VapeBash was coming up. So he was up when we first got him. He was up for 3 days straight. I would come down in the morning. He would be standing in the same spot doing the same thing. So by the third day, the fourth night, I finally told him, "You're going to bed, or I'm going to kick your ass." And then he woke up the next morning and he was like, "Thank you for making me go to bed."
That's sweet.
So I'm very proud of him.
Do you like cooking dinner and bring him food and stuff while he's working?
I do.
Do you? That's awesome. I tell you what, there's nothing like a good woman by yourself.
I couldn't do this without her.
We have 5 kids, and I got to wrangle them all right now.
5 kids?
Yeah.
Really? Do they help with? You can put them to work manufacturing.
If they were a little
cheap
older,
labor, my
if they were a
friend.
little older, I would.
You can get your allowance if you can do 2 mods a day.
So how have they been received? Are you selling a bunch of them?
I've sold quite a few. The biggest comment I get is, "Oh my, that's huge."
It's huge, right?
And then
I wish I could get that comment every now and then.
That's the first I've ever heard it. But the people who have bought them, almost to a person, has come back and said, "Oh my God, this is amazing." That makes me feel good.
Right? Of course it does. Of course it does. Well, you guys, I wish you a lot of luck in the new endeavor, man. May you sell many, many more. Awesome. Great. Good luck to you guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
So while we're on the subject of giant box mods, let's talk to Mike. Now, this one isn't DNA powered. It's not variable voltage, variable wattage, but this one also isn't powered by batteries. This one you plug directly into the wall.
So here we are with Mike, and Mike is an electric nerd vapor.
I am.
You are, and you have a new device here.
I sure do.
One that I have not seen before. I noticed box mods have grown in size. They've gotten excited and they have grown in size. And you are blowing out clouds of vapor. So talk to me about this new one that you have. What do this is relatively new.
Very new.
You are a new modder.
I am a new modder.
And we're going to be talking about this device and maybe what's to come with this device. This is the ENV.
Yeah, it's a Nephilim device, indeed.
Okay, and so what does ENV stand for? Or is it just
Electric Nerd Vapor.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Nerd
indeed.
Vapor. Yeah,
And it's,
we just talked about that.
we just did. I am a big heavy vapor. I burn through 5, 6, 7 batteries a day, and I got sick of it. So I went out and picked out a couple USB pass-throughs, little tiny ones, a couple more expensive ones.
Yep.
And the limit that the USB pass-through has is the USB. It can put out about 2.1 amps on a really high-end USB. There's some, capability of 3 to 3.5, but not in a home user's availability. So I can't get much more than a 2.5 ohm coil out of that and get production. So what I did was, this is actually DC powered, that plugs into the wall on a power converter, 5 volts, 10 amps, going off to the wall down there.
Hold on, let's follow it. Let's just make sure he's telling the truth. Got a big old adapter right there, and it is plugged into the wall. There you go.
Plugged into the wall. And we're getting 5 volts of direct current. It's DC powered, plugs in. When I unplug it, it is a pass-through only, but its limit is 10 amps. So at a 10 amp limit, you can basically wrap a 0.8 ohm coil if you wanted to, if you're a big vapor, on 5 volts, and you're not going to have any amp limitation to it. You can also, right now, I'm on a Kanger Pro tank, which these are pretty. Watch Phil's video. It's 2.5 ohms, and even at 2.5 ohms, it is a nice, clean, enjoyable vape. There's no burnout on it. You'd expect with higher power that you're going to burn out or something like that. I've vaped standard Cardos, 2.1 ohm Cardos, all day long on these things. There's no burnout. So that's one of the benefits of it. But for me, what this is about is I don't need to go and change out a battery after an hour and a half of vape. I don't have to have my 6-bay charger going all the time for batteries. I'm a desk jockey. I also have a workshop, and that's who it's for. If you're sitting at your desk on your computer all the time, why use a battery when you can just pick up a pass-through? Right. That gives you power, right? Also in a shop, while prototyping these and building them, I always had one going, don't have to worry about it. But that's the need that it fits.
Right. So it is kind of a specific product to a specific kind of vapor.
It is for right now. It's pretty beefy, yes.
Yeah. So I did notice the machining on this, and it is beautiful. I mean, the seams are really nice. It is a large device. Okay, did you take the screws out so maybe we could show the people the inside of this?
I sure exactly did.
All right, so we got the cover off of it now, and it's very simplistic on the inside. And there's actually, now what I noticed right away is, considering the size of this device, there's a lot of room to play in there. And is there a goal behind that, or is there something that you're thinking there?
Well, the room to play, everybody likes to be able to break open a mod, especially somebody who's a heavy vapor, and make it theirs, make it their own. I've left enough room in here for a 490 battery. You could make it battery capable. The DC has the capability, if you can get right there in the bottom of the DC jack. So you could run a battery if you really wanted to. It's not designed for it, but you could. Or a board running potentiometer would be a perfect fit in here. You can play around with it. It's designed, so there's room for activities because that's what we want to do. And as far as the simplistic design, if you would go back to it, the idea here is this is electromechanical. It's as close to a mech mod as DC power can get. There's not a computer that's going to fall out. There's nothing that's in the way. You can drop this a few times. I dropped it about 40 seconds before Phil started filming. And
it still works.
And it's still good. It's still vaping. But it's essentially a mech mod. There's 0.0001 volts voltage drop on this device. So it's as pure of 5 volts that you're going to get out of it. And that was the goal for it. I want the switch to be able to, part of the size is the switch, but the switch handles all of the power instead of it having to go through another board.
Right. And the switch is nice on it.
The switch is really nice. It comes with an option also have a domed, but this one, if you see how flush that is, it's really nice. I love that feel on it, and that's why I went for it. This is for me. And there's no one out there with a DC pass-through. There's no one serving the need of pass-through for big vapors. There's no way to get a real 5 volts out of anything. Right. You got pulse width modulation to deal with, and every device that tells you it's 5 volts, not with this one, because you actually are getting 5 real volts of DC out of it.
All right, so let's talk about the website where people can get this.
Well, they're going to be on thevaporchef.com early next week, and he'll be selling them alongside with his boutique juice there, and that's thevaporchef.com. Also, several brick and mortar pre-orders throughout the nation are going to have it.
Okay, any plans for the future with this?
Oh yeah, we're going to have smaller mods. We're going to have a DNA 20 controlled mod at Phil's insistence. I think he'll yell at me if I don't.
Yes.
Also a tube mod that is also DC powered.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, definitely. So that if tube is what you're used to having in your hand instead of a box, then you can have that comfort and still get that big vape, that big voltage.
Yes. And one more time, the website?
TheVaporChef.com.
Mike, thanks very much.
Hey, thanks, Phil.
All right.
So, Mike, lots of luck with your new ENV. As far as it being the only DC-powered device out there, I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with that, but I see where you're going with it. Okay, now speaking of power and plugging things into the wall, I did get to vape at 83.3 watts.
All right, so I heard that this guy is vaping at 83 watts. Is that true?
That's what I heard.
Okay. He's got this like rig here, and it's it's probably one of the most pocket-friendly devices I've ever seen. Is that a computer supply?
It is a computer supply.
It's a PC computer supply. And and so tell me a little bit about this thing that you have here.
Let's see. It's passionately named the Big Ugly for a reason. It's function over form. Had the idea over spring break. I needed a project. It's like, what can I do to give myself an at-home vape with constant power? Power supply, 5-volt rail, constant 5 volts. It's ugly, but it is completely functional.
What kind of coil do you have in there?
It's a Nextel XC116 with a twisted 28 gauge coil at 0.3 ohms.
Jesus Christ. Are you going to let me vape that, please?
I will let you vape.
Please? Okay.
I'll hold the camera.
Of course.
Is it loaded with either?
It is loaded with Mount Baker Vapor Extreme Ice.
Extreme Ice. And what is the nickel of it?
It is 6 milligram max VG.
Thank you so much for not being any more than 6.
Yes, sir.
What do I have to do? Push the switch?
Yeah, you just
I have to flip the
toggle
switch.
it forward.
Oh,
There you
Lord.
go.
Okay. 1.21 gigawatts. Why? Why did I do this to myself?
It's awesome.
For science. For science, my friend.
Holy Christ, is that intense? Oh my God. I must do it again for science. All right, I'm impressed and slightly overnicked. I will try it again for the viewers.
It's always for the viewers, Phil.
So, in your opinion, that's an intense vape. It's an amazing vape. What do you feel is the benefit of vaping at that kind of wattage?
Personally, I'm a big on the clouds. I like to cloud up my room and stuff. I feel like I take in the nic a lot more efficiently. I'm using a lot more juice, don't get me wrong. 83 watts burns through the stuff. It's an enjoyable vape. It's hot and heavy into the mouth, and then it feels like it fills you up.
Hey folks. Is it recording? Hey folks.
Yes.
You sure? Sure you know what you're doing there?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so this is an AC9 now we got on this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what's the coil spec on that?
It is 0.6 ohms of twisted 28 gauge again.
Okay.
It's basically all I use at this point.
Okay.
I like my low ohms.
What's the liquid in there?
It's more extreme ice.
Period.
I'm gonna kill you again.
My breath is fresh and minty right now. And of course, this is a prototype. When are we going to see the version where you can carry around with you?
That is actually in the works. I am looking at either building off like a golf cart battery and stepping down the voltage.
I have a golf cart. Can you install one of those in my golf cart?
I might be able to.
Wonderful. The golf cart videos are going to be out of control this year, right here. Because Josh, right?
Yes.
Josh is coming over and he's going to hook up my golf cart too. And pretty much I can vape the golf cart.
Yeah, you can vape while you're driving in the golf cart.
Absolutely. Golf carts are not pocket friendly either.
Not quite.
But if you're driving around with it,
yeah, there you go.
That's awesome. Really cool to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you
Unbelievable
too,
stuff, man.
So there you go. I may very well be vaping my golf cart this summer, and it's almost golf cart season. So I'm looking forward to some golf cart reviews for you guys. Now, do I recommend vaping at 83 watts? No, of course I don't. Your standard devices should give you more than enough power. But there are some extreme vapors out there who are really looking for these clouds. Personally, I kind of think, just the amount of smoke that you got from a cigarette should be the amount of vapor that you get from a PV. But that's in my humble opinion, of course. So you may have heard the guy hanging onto the camera in that segment, Jamie, aka Protex from the Vape team. I did get a chance to hang out with all of the members of the Vape team. Always fun to hang out with those guys. Of course, Dimitri, Jamie, CJ, Kevin, Russ got a chance to be on the Vape team, and I finally got to meet Amanda.
Look, it's Amanda from the Vape team. So, like, last year this time was my first big event, and this is your first big event. So I just pulled you out of the room. Tell me about it. What was it like?
It was fantastic. I met so many people. It was so much fun to meet the team, who I have only seen through computer screen. And
so you've never met any of them?
Nope, never met.
This is the first time, really?
Yeah.
And you already got hooked up with a monkey hat, I see.
Yeah.
Are you wearing it proudly, or are you embarrassed as all hell?
I'm wearing it proudly,
Good
baby.
for you. What was the coolest thing you saw at the show?
I don't know. I can't really pick out the coolest thing.
The correct answer was me, by the way. Just, you gotta
Well, that's the coolest person, not the coolest thing.
Who are you excited to, other than the team? I mean, were there other people that you were excited to meet and see and hang out with?
Yeah, I was excited to meet you, obviously. I was excited to meet Grim Green. I was excited to meet Cisco. Pretty much everybody, all of the vendors. It was just fantastic to meet the people who put together the products.
That's awesome. It is kind of cool to see everybody all in one place.
For sure.
Cool. And so after something like this, I mean, do you think it's also a lot of work? I mean, does it get... It is. Are you exhausted?
I'm pretty exhausted. My back is sore. My arm is sore from holding up the mic when we were doing the interviews.
You were doing the interviews. How did that go?
Yeah, it was good. I was really nervous. I just about puked before we did it. But
Were you that nervous?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous.
Did it go good?
It went well.
It gets easier.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have a YouTube channel.
Yes, I do.
Tell everybody what it is.
Amanda EMXOXO. That's my YouTube channel. Also my Twitter, my Instagram, everything.
Awesome. Well, it was good to meet you too, and I was excited to meet you for the first time too. So I'm glad the whole thing went well for you.
Yeah, I'm fangirling a little bit still.
Don't be a fan, be a friend.
Awesome.
All right. See you again soon.
Thank you.
So it was good to finally meet Amanda. Now, at this event, I did try more juices than I've tried in the past events, because I did have my dripper with me around my neck, okay? So I tried a few juices. There was one that I would consider best of show, of the ones that I've tried anyway, and it was Joe's Sweet Tea from Delaware Vapor, and that's Andrew. And it was just one of the most defined liquids that I tried at the event. You can think Lipton Sun Tea, brewed tea, but sweetened. It is a thumbs up, it is a street shout out, and it's not available yet. He is still working on this flavor. Hopefully he doesn't overwork it, and I still get the things that I got out of it when I tried it. I did get a chance to talk to Andrew at the event a little bit as well.
New ones coming out.
What's that? Joe's Sweet Tea. Can I drink some of that?
You sure, man.
And are you sore at me over that video?
Not at all.
The question was, are you sore at me over that little joke we played on you earlier?
Not at all.
Okay.
Never.
Can I have you going a little bit?
Oh, you had me sweating bullets. Sweating bullets. I didn't sleep for a day or two.
Oh, no. Just for the record, I felt bad, and I wanted to let him in on it, but it was Dimitri. Dimitri's evil. He's an evil Greek.
But you admitted you only felt bad for about a minute.
It was
out of
less.
2 days.
It was less than a minute, actually.
Okay.
Good to see you, Andrew.
Good to see you, Phil.
So yeah, that's Andrew, and that was just a really quick, short segment. Andrew is very, very passionate and takes everything that he does very seriously. So that was the best juice that I tried at the show, and I know I did not try all of them. There's no way you could possibly try all the liquids at an event like that. So that's the best juice. What about the best device that I saw? It is another device that you can't buy yet, but it is coming very, very soon. I give to you the Cyborg.
Hey, Rob.
How's it going, Phil?
How was the show?
It was amazing.
It really was, wasn't
amazing. I mean, great people, tons of stuff on the tables, people having a good time.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know Rob, Rob is with Fluid.
Correct.
Okay, you're the guy behind the Fluid Flex.
I am.
And you are the guy behind that.
I am.
Not the tea.
Not the tea. Okay. I purchased the tea. That's.
So we'll put this over here. And this, you guys, I kind of showed you this after Vape New York. or Vape Fest New York, and then the New York Vape Meet, and this is the Power Pro, right?
That it is.
And you had this available for the first time at this show.
Yes, we released here.
Okay, and it basically converts your Pro Vari into a really big battery mod, right? And which battery is that?
That's a 26650.
26650.
We're referring to it as a modder's kit because it's
Modder's
obviously
kit.
not for everybody. Some
Right.
people might be a little shaky taking apart their Pro Vari. It's simpler than you might think. If you watch a couple videos on YouTube, it's pretty simple. But again, you need some kind of background.
Sure.
You know.
So how did you do with that at the show?
They're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
So you did good.
Yeah.
How many moved? Do you know?
We brought just under 50. They disappeared.
Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah.
Man. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. So you have probably one of the things that I was most interested in at the show. And at this point, it's a prototype.
Yes.
Going to be available soon. So let's take a look at it for the first time. And there it is. Okay. So it's kind of like a tube mod with a cut in the side and a really nice there, oh, that's actually perfect. I'm zoomed right in. It looks like 3 buttons. So what is it? What does it do?
This is, I believe, the first DNA 20 tube mod.
There you go. So that is a DNA 20 tube mod.
And the concept was keep everything modular and versatile. So it's kind of like the EVIC idea with the power head,
right.
Except we made the drip well removable too. This will come off of here. Because I hate adapters,
right.
You know, all the funkiness. I love 801 fusions.
Right.
I hate the bell on the bottom that creates the space, so we're going to do a 510 native, a 901 native, an 801 fusion that will sync down and make the bell on the 801 disappear. This is the control module. Again, they're prototypes, so you can still see some milling on one of these, and it has the EVIC connection here.
The EVIC connection. So does that mean that it fits the EVIC tubes?
That means EVIC and Ego 18650T mods, all the tubes that are already available for that, the telescopes that are out for that, the shorties. We're gonna make our own tubes, but we want to give options, as many options as we can. This way
awesome.
It can be tailored.
That fits all that stuff already.
And at the same time, this thread is the same as this thread, which means if you remove the DNA module and fix it directly to the battery tube, it's a mechanical.
That's awesome.
Again, the bottom button's not complete yet. We couldn't finish it in time for the show.
Okay.
But we're going to make a dual purpose button where it's the cap. It's a locked cap when the module is attached.
Right.
And when you take the module off, you'll twist the cap and the button will pop out. And then that would be your bottom button.
So basically with this one device, you're going to get something that's going to fit all of the tubes out there already for the EVIC. You're going to get a DNA 20 device, and you're going to get a pretty high quality mech too, all in one shot.
Correct.
Okay, so when? Because I know a lot. I know how these videos go, and everybody right now is asking me when.
The two big questions: when and how much.
Yep. Well, I was getting to the how much, but I figured we'd start with when.
We'll start with the when. The when has almost the same answer as how much.
Right.
The when is we have a lot of ideas. We like to innovate everything. We don't want to just give you a battery tube. We want to give you a telescope tube. We don't want to give you just a normal telescope tube. We want to innovate the telescope tube. Unscrewing for 5 minutes to get from an 18350 to an 18650, I don't enjoy.
Right.
So we want to do a twist and a lock for 18350, 490, and 650 for the first tube that comes out.
Awesome.
If that's possible, how long it's going to take is the when.
Right.
Yeah, we have some ideas for it.
I know you guys came out of nowhere. I mean, the first I heard about you guys was the fluid flask, and now here we are with this, and now here we are with this. So you're making quite the name for yourself. So, all right, come on, when? What's your estimate? Come on, everybody wants to know.
Can't hold me to it, but we're shooting for 3 months from now.
3 months, okay.
Realistically, I don't want to be rushed. I want it to come out the way it needs to come out.
Okay, and when people make that mistake, a lot of big companies out there are making that mistake. They're putting out devices that aren't ready yet, and the community winds up designing them. It's nice to see somebody willing to hold it back to make sure it's perfect before it comes out.
I take input from everyone. I see what people like, what they don't like about certain devices that are on the market now, and I try to make a workaround and make it happen.
Cool. So, the next question. Hey, if I'm putting you on the spot.
It's fine. Okay. Again, depending on what we can do and integrate into this as the base model, around 250-ish.
250-ish. Which seems to be around the price that...
I mean, you got a lot of hybrids out there that are just hybrids that are going for 250-ish. This will become a hybrid. It will also be variable wattage and many other things. So we feel, we're not trying to retire on it. We're just trying to, get ahead a little bit. Come out with something else.
So, give everybody your website in case they're interested in your products right now.
It's fluidvapor.com, OR or ER, however you spell it, you'll get there. And trying to do big things.
Cool. All right, so it's beautiful. I mean, and you're saying that this is rushed. And to me, it looks a lot less rushed than some of the stuff that's out there now. You know what I mean?
I'd have to agree.
There's nothing that looks rushed about this. Turn it around, show everybody the screen again. A good question. I mean, does it have a name? Have you guys given it a name yet?
It does have a name. We call it the Cyborg because we figure it's part mechanical with DNA inside. So it's
awesome.
Cyborg.
That's an awesome name for it, man. That's really cool.
We thought so.
All right, so look for the Cyborg, hopefully in 3 months if we can get it there. Hopefully I will be able to review one of those units because I tell you the truth, I'm willing to knock you over the head for that one right there. But lots of luck with the Cyborg from Fluid Vapor, is it?
That it is.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thanks, Phil.
Lots of luck with it.
Thank you.
So there you go, folks, the Cyborg from Fluid Vapor. Some really cool stuff coming from those folks. 1 part mechanical device, 1 part DNA-powered device with a lot of different features and options there for you as well. Look for that from them soon. So we're getting to the end of this video, nearly at an hour. You would expect nothing less of me. The party continued after the event on Saturday. There was the Limbo contest with my good friend Andre from the House of Vapor partaking in that. Here's a little bit of Andre's Limbo in slow motion, of course. There was also the Steampunk costume contest, some really cool costumes, and a really cool prize, too, because they had a one-of-a-kind steampunk mod stamped with VapeBash on the bottom of it, so that was kind of nice. And then, of course, after those 2 events, there was some drunken foolishness that I took part in. So I got to hang out with a lot more people, even at the end there. Just to name a few, those crazy cats from Vapor Trails, CJ and Andrew. Andrew did hardly any drinking at all at this event, which was kind of surprising. I was proud of him. Hung out with John and Jessica again. I love the 2 of them. They're so much fun to be around. Dino, Cisco, Joe Castro, anybody else whose name ends in O. Mandy was there, Zen, DJ Vapes, Flitz was there. Just a lot of good people, a lot of fun. Overall, I do give the event itself a thumbs up. Really good work there, Ed Green and your entire crew who helped out and put that event together. So that's it. The worst part of the event was when there were about 30 people left in the room, and I had to go to bed because I had to get up and get back on the road, 9-hour drive. And thanks to, by the way, to Bob and to Niagara for traveling with me and keeping me awake those 9 hours.
9 hours in the car with me, was it bad?
No comment.
Oh, shit.
All right, so next up for review is the Amp Tank from Cisco. And then after that one, we have lots of other stuff to look at. So as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Can I taste your juice?